Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Beshear made his first veto of the year. And after a tragic death, a Kentucky grandmother wants to see change in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. and we are halfway through the week. It's March 6th. Now first, let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Halfway through the week, halfway through the morning newscast, right, Olivia, on the Caffeination Highway? Hey, we talked about in the last hour, things were lightening up regarding some of the rainfall across the area. And you can see how the visibility has improved with our camera here at the station, 54, as we look down below. Our weather headline showing that the rain continues as we head through today into tonight. It eases up as showers, and we deal with some drizzle and fog overnight into tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, we can't really improve things too much tomorrow. It'll be dry before we deal with another round of showers Friday into Saturday. Temperatures right now, we are all in the 50s this morning, and the pinpoint Doppler radar showing some of those locations that have seen the precipitation lighten up. It does pick up in intensity as you make your way back toward I-75, picking up in intensity, meaning light trending toward moderate. And there's more moisture as you make your way toward Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, and that's being drawn northbound to prolong the rain into the afternoon. Everything eases up as showers mid to late afternoon with a high today in Hazard at 58. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. A Floyd County Schools employee was indicted on rape and sodomy charges. John Martin remains an employee of the school district. The school district released a statement saying upon first notice of this matter, the district took immediate steps to ensure that students were safe, and the employee was placed into a position where he would not be working with or around district students. You can read the full statement on WYMT.com. A Kentucky man who was one of the first to break into the U.S. Capitol on January 6th has been convicted. A federal jury found 46-year-old Michael Sparks of Elizabethtown guilty of multiple felonies and misdemeanors. The charges include obstruction of an official proceeding and civil disorder. Sparks was seen on video leading the charge into the Capitol, smashing windows and arguing with police officers. His sentencing is scheduled for July 9th. In Laurel County, a wanted man is behind bars after leading deputies on a foot chase. Deputies arrested 28-year-old Logan Titchener Monday night. He was wanted on an outstanding warrant after failing to appear in court for OWI charges. Deputies tracked him to a house off Copley Road. When he saw them, he ran out the back door. He was taken into custody after a short chase and a brief struggle. He is charged with fleeing or evading police and resisting arrest. Also in Laurel County, a man is facing charges after police found more than 2.5 pounds of meth. Deputies arrested 38-year-old Brandon Bussell last week. After police responded to a crash, they found meth, Suboxone, and a handgun on Bussell. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Tuesday, Governor Andy Beshear issued his first veto of the legislative session. In Louisville, he vetoed a bill that he says will make it harder for many Kentuckians to access affordable housing. House Bill 18 would prohibit governments from adopting or enforcing ordinances that would prohibit landlords from refusing to rent or lease to a person who is receiving federal housing assistance. Lexington passed a similar measure this month. Democrats have been outspoken against House Bill 18, arguing it could lead to discrimination against vulnerable people who need housing.
We should never make it harder for someone to obtain a roof over their head, a safe place to call home, and that's exactly what this bill tries to do.
Now the bill heads back to the General Assembly, where the Republican supermajority will decide if they want to override the governor's veto. A Kentucky grandmother is turning her family's heartache into meaningful change. A 9-year-old boy with autism drowned in the Ohio River in 2022 after escaping a northern Kentucky children's home. Now his family is trying to prevent another tragedy with House Bill 682. Kelsey Soto met with Ian's grandmother, who says she will fight with all she has to make a difference.
But these are special locks.
Rhonda O'Brien says she did everything in her power to take care of her grandson, Ian.
I'd say, what's Mima's job? He'd say, to keep me safe. That's what he would say, because that's what I would tell him. You know, my job's to keep you safe. And I really feel like I failed him sometimes, you know.
At 3 years old, Ian was diagnosed with autism. He had a reputation for taking off. In June of 2022, he escaped from a northern Kentucky children's home for the last time. The 9-year-old, who loved Spider-Man and counting flags, was found by boaters floating in the Ohio River. People saw him running through their neighborhood, but they had no idea he was in danger.
You never realize how painful. I mean, it's almost 2 years, and it's painful.
Now, Rhonda's trying to turn that pain into purpose. She started an online petition to bring Ian's alert to Kentucky lawmakers.
Tampa, Phoenix, Rochester, Anchorage, Alaska.
House Bill 682 was introduced last month. It would grant law enforcement the authority to issue a notification whenever an autistic or special needs child goes missing.
Ian's life has to mean something. And an alert system would really be a big thing.
It's a timely message that lifts a burden, like the feather she says Ian leaves for her.
I just feel like it's Ian saying, I'm okay, Mima. Don't worry about me now. Because now he's running wherever he wants to run. He don't have to worry about that no more.
In Lincoln County, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
Data shows roughly half of children with autism attempt to wander from a safe environment. That's nearly 4 times higher than their unaffected siblings. Super Tuesday brought Virginia's voters to the polls yesterday. Poll workers in Wise County say they were unsure what to expect for the voter turnout for the presidential primary. So seeing people trickle in all day to cast their ballots was reassuring. But they hope to see more people finding their way to the polls for the November election.
Get out, research the candidates, see what they have to stand for, and vote based upon your values.
Kentucky's primary election is May 21st. The last day to register to vote in that primary is April 22nd.
And a good Wednesday to you. Mild start to the day, but it's damp because it's wet outside. Temperatures are in the 50s right now. Region-wide, the pinpoint Doppler radar showing some of our activity here has lightened up this morning. And again, we will continue to see this play out as we head through the rest of the morning, lightening up from Harlan up toward Hazard right now. Jackson up toward West Liberty over toward Painesville, picking things up out toward Lexington, east of London now. And more moisture is coming up from Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia. And this is the reason why we're going to continue to see this rain shield as it evolves, continue to do so over the next hour or two and allow the rainfall to continue into the afternoon. It's about 3 or 4 o'clock that we start to see things ease up as showers. And, well, hey, it's a bonus view of the emoji cast. See, I fixed the temp too. 58. Not going to be smiling tomorrow. 61. And tomorrow's high in the lower, or Friday's high in the lower 60s. All right, so there's frowns on the emoji cast. When we can get the smile back, we'll let you know. First Alert 7-day forecast. Gotta love how you gotta go do things on the fly on TV, right? All coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. And thanks for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Still to come, we'll take a look at some of the wider national results of Super Tuesday.